Hi there. So here's a question for you. Do you know where your intuition comes from? Good question. And I want you to think about a time when you've really been in flow or in the zone, right? You know that feeling, you feel it through your body, your mind, your heart, and soul. You just know something, or you're doing something that just has your full attention and focus, and then you get in the flow and the zone. That is a really good feeling, isn't it? And when we're aligned with our intuition, we can get that same feeling. But it can be hard to know what is intuition and what is the ego. So when we think about intuition, think about how do you know it's your intuition? And I think there's two key ways. The first key way is it's like a bolt from the blue. It's like a thought that comes to you seemingly from nowhere. It just kind of hits you and you go, kind of, we think of it as inspiration, but it's your intuition, but it's that the idea that comes to you from a bolt out the blue. And it's usually a good idea if it's your intuition because it only has your best interests at heart. But there's another physical way that we can feel it as well, and many of us can feel it in our abdomen and our stomach area. So, intuition is called gut feeling for a reason. There's a lot of bodily functions going on in that area, and it's often described as a second brain in the body because there is so much happening there, and we do feel things there. So if you think about when you're frightened or anxious, yes, it might be the thoughts in your head, but it becomes a physical sensation in your body as well. And for many of us, it kind of gets lodged in that lower stomach and abdomen area. So maybe you get intuition in that area as well. Now you have to be careful if you get those feelings because it's not always intuition. Sometimes your ego and your fear from kind of like a rational conscious place can appear in that stomach abdomen area as well. And so you need to spend time listening and feeling that and knowing whether you think it's your intuition or your ego. And one of the ways I look at that is, you know, if I get that feeling in the pit of my stomach at the abdomen area, and it's about a situation, circumstance, or a person, you just have to stay with it for a while and just ask yourself, is that ego or intuition? It may be a combination of both sometimes, which is really crazy. But ego wants us to stay doing what we're doing. So if you're in a circumstance, a situation where you're doing something new for the first time, or you're expressing yourself in a different way, or you're talking to someone about new concepts, or you're meeting someone new for the first time, and you have that in your pit of your stomach, that could be your ego because it has the fear of doing something different. Because our ego wants to stay where it knows, even if things where we are not great, it wants to stay with what's familiar. So that, could be your ego at that point. But the only way to do this is to keep paying attention to what goes on. And intuition does turn up as physical feelings in your body. So pay attention to them, particularly pay attention to what's going on in the gut and the stomach and the abdomen area, because that can tell you an awful lot. So there's two ways that you can know how your intuition is trying to get your attention and where you can feel it in your body. Keep an eye on it. Till next time, bye.